What happens when the Fab Five drop in on a summer camp in the middle of the woods to make over Huckleberry Thin? I'll give you a hint. It's a Huckleberry win. It's Queer Eye.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, I'm ready to Huckleberry win.
You have no idea how angry I am.
Yes. I'm not Huckleberry finished. There will be more puns to come, okay?
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, son. Oh my God. Welcome to Queer Eye Season 3, Episode 2, Lost Boy. I am so excited to start yet another episode of the brand new season of Queer Eye. And we're joined with a new panelist, a new episode. I'm excited to get things going. I'm Charles Conley, your host. Hey, Christine.
Hey, Charles. And hey to our viewers right now. It's not just us, it's you guys too.
It's you too, girl.
I'm Christine. I'm so glad to be back this week and still so pumped for Season 3.
Hey guys, it's Brendan Haley, your favorite queer aside from Charles over here.
And hi guys, I'm new to the panel. It's Anna K. Thomas here.
So happy to have you, Anna Kay.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. This episode was awesome. I can't wait to get into it.
It was awesome, and I want to dive right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, on this episode, episode 2, season 3, the Fab Five travel to Lacine, Kansas for summer camp.
Back to
sleepaway
camp,
if you will. So they're driving to the summer camp. They're talking about their camping experiences. Jonathan talks about didn't he go to like Bible camp?
He said he went to like a
Christian
camp?
sports camp, which is like kind of a paradox, right? I don't know, Christians were athletic.
Oh my God.
But I definitely are.
What, they exorcise demons?
That is
puns.
my favorite thing you've ever said.
Right?
Come on, exercise the demons.
Dead. I am deceased.
You started this with the puns.
I did. Listen, I fully support any puns that are brought into this episode and this series, by the way. So they descend upon Camp Wildwood, where they meet our hero, Joey Green.
Oh, Joey.
So,
Joey.
who is Joey Green? He is 47 years old. He's a program director at Camp Wildwood, and he is a total hippie, very scruffy. What are our first impressions of Joey?
I didn't think Joey could be saved.
Yeah.
I was very, very concerned.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my.
mean, he wasn't showering at this point when we meet him. He said something about how shoes are meant to be worn until they literally fall off your feet or have
Yeah.
holes in them.
No.
And it
First
was
of
just
all,
beyond.
Anna Kay, can you just scoot a little bit closer to me? You're a little far away. Oh,
yes,
I just want to see
can.
more of that. Thank you so much. Okay, so you said he was scruffy, right?
Scruffy and just like, yeah, it was beyond like granola crunchy, just dirty. I mean, I hate to say because he's such a lovable guy in the end, which we'll talk about. But yeah, I just was like, wow, have the Fab Five met their match?
I'm definitely with you on this one. I feel like it actually went so far as to mess with the whole flow of the episode. I felt like it didn't really feel grounded or had good footing until they started making over his place of living, because until then it was an RV and decrepit shoes.
Yes.
I wasn't into it.
I mean, it was where he lived was totally reflective of what he looked like. Unfortunately, when you stop, taking care of yourself, everything else kind of falls to the wayside. And I feel like he just needed that push.
Definitely.
Yeah, he said in the episode that he thought showering and wearing deodorant was pointless because he was always outside, always sweaty, so he's fighting a losing battle. But that's a battle worth fighting, baby. I mean, deodorant.
Absolutely is.
thing.
He also said something about how you can always find a shower somewhere. He's like, I don't really.
Like in the river.
They went into his apartment and they said, oh, so you have a shower? He's like, I have it, but I don't really use it.
Oh my God! He's showering in your own sweat does not count, Joey Green. But they find out who this man is, and at the end of the week, it's said that he's going to throw a camp cookout at Wildwood to test his transformation and test where he came from, which we're seeing where he's going to be coming from, and it's something. So in the process of meeting Joey, they pull up on a camp road. They see his RV. Oh my gosh, this RV. They can hardly all fit in it at once, right? It's so small. It's like the smallest space they've ever seen.
It's like a hoarder's wet dream, but also the smallest space known to man.
It was actually hysterical the way Bobby described it in his interview in between the show, where he compared it to where Harry Potter lived in that like.
Girl, that wasn't
Oh my
Harry.
God,
Closet.
I forgot
That
about
was
that.
crazy. I actually spit out my drink and started laughing.
Yeah, that wasn't Harry Potter.
Because-
that was Scary Potter.
That was
okay.
Scary Potter.
Oh my God,
And
I'm
what's-
on a roll tonight.
he said that was still better than what the RV that he was living in. Terrible.
Yeah,
Tragic.
it was really bad, and it was very grungy. It was next level. Isaac, his son, slept in a cubby. And the one thing that was kind of cute was Isaac's crafts are all throughout the camper. That's what I noticed is, like, this camper is so personal. It's such a small space. You can tell that, like, Joey, he is very sentimental because he has some of this artwork. But, man, some of that, like, grunge could be considered, like, high art, I think, with how abstract it looked.
Well, they sort of turned it into that later on, and I won't go into it right now. But
So then they actually moved into the space they actually renovated, which was the cabin that he was given. It was almost as bad. It was just more space and less stuff.
But he was proud of it because he became a program director at the camp, right? And so he got the apartment as part of becoming this director. And so in a weird way, it was sort of like a mini step up.
Yeah.
It just still needed so much help. But I do think that he had a sense of pride of like, okay, now I have a space for Isaac to come and I'm more settled, I'm more grounded.
Yeah.
And I was actually happy to see him have some pride over his space a little bit.
And oftentimes it's the same case with most people on the show. They just need a little push.
Yeah.
He
And
needed
A big push. I'm with Christine on this one.
he needed a shove.
which is such a contrast from episode 1, where our hero really just needed a little bit of spit shine to really shine. Whereas, like we said with Joey, it was like, have they met their match? Where is this gonna go?
He needed like a full exfoliation.
I know.
Like,
I was
buff.
like, Jonathan, honey,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do here?
So yeah, they were really put to the test, the Fab Five here. And from the beginning, it was clear, like, anything and everything Joey did or thought of doing, it was for Isaac, his son, who was with him for 5 weeks, the longest he had ever been with him since the divorce. He divorced his wife, and they had been together. Isaac and Joey had been together for days at a time, but this was a long period of time. So when they're exploring the cabin, Jonathan opens the mirror in the bathroom, and there's nothing in the mirror. Antoni smells an awful smell coming from the fridge, which he drops an amazing line, "I love a bad smell." It was great. It was fun
Antoni,
stuff.
I
I
don't
love
know
him.
which one is worse.
I know.
No
I think
products or bad smell?
The smell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, if you had to honestly pick between having nothing to take care of yourself with and a horrible smell,
I know.
I'd pick the nothing to take care of my, because I'd find a way. You already know I'd find
life
a way.
finds a way.
I would, take the carpet and, like, exfoliate from with the Brillo pad carpet or something. I'd be resourceful.
I cringed.
Gotta take care of yourself.
You're much bolder than I am.
Yes. So they explore everything, and I feel like they could have had an entire episode just exploring his grungy apartment and grungy area. But they move on. They start having conversations with Joey. Bobby starts talking to him first, and Joey kind of says that he wants to make this space more like a home, right? Mostly for Isaac. He hasn't had a sense of home since he left Michigan, and he wants Isaac to feel like this is his second home. He actually gives the bedroom to Isaac. He sleeps in the living room. Thought that was sweet.
Really sweet.
As much as he talks about Isaac, though, he's definitely also referring to himself. He needs a home, whether he realizes it right away or not, which he obviously does later, but he hasn't really taken care of his personal space. And although he physically has one, it doesn't have any traces of him there. There's Isaac's artwork. There's just leftover from his work. There were towels strewn about. It wasn't a man's space.
And I thought that was really interesting because, especially in the aftermath of a divorce, how do you come back from that? And it also plays into what he said about himself, being a lost boy, being this young spirit not wanting to grow up. He sort of doesn't, you can't really even blame him. He just sort of doesn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of thumbs his nose up at whatever society wants him to do, the timeline that society has for him. And this whole episode really is about kind of growing up, but in a way that still honors his personality.
Finding yourself within the world that you live in.
Exactly.
I did love talking about the artwork, how he was like, this is my way of feeling close to my son. And you really do see, I just feel like in our world now, we don't commend like stand-up dads enough. And I really do see his love for his son and his willingness to want to make life better. And, kind of like all that he does is really for the benefit of his son. I thought that was really touching.
Yeah. So then he moves on to talking to Tan, or Tan moves on to talking to him, rather. So Tan basically tells Joey, I want you to appear more authoritative. And he speaks about Joey speaks about his girlfriend of 3 years. And so Tan is like, okay, well, what would you wear on a date with your girlfriend? But I kind of feel like their dates are like walks by the river and like going to hunt for squirrels.
Oh my God.
Or telling stories with the camp kids.
Yeah, I'm like, do you really want to know what they were on a date? Because I don't think that would be indicative of like how you need to style them. But Joey actually says, I have what I need and I don't need anything else. So that's like his attitude. It's like, I don't need it.
It's not a bad attitude. I mean, the world is pretty materialistic. I mean, he's such an extreme, right? We're like, guys, like, you got to buy some clothes, you need some deodorant, you need like a toothbrush. But the world is so materialistic that it was after I kind of got over the initial, like, how strongly he felt about, like, the personal hygiene and the possessions, I did sort of go to the other side a little bit.
Well, there's nothing wrong with his point of view. It's just...
It's charming.
It's charming, but to a point.
It's extreme.
Yeah, there
That
has
breath
to
isn't
be
charming.
some
Brush your
lines.
teeth, take a shower, take care of
That breath isn't charming. It's alarming. Okay?
Also, no shade, but like, I'm also very curious how he like landed a girlfriend. All things considered, he's a great guy.
There's someone out there for
I
everybody.
was literally just about to say the same thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
but like from what we saw of her, she looks like a woman who takes care of herself.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's gotta rub off on your man, girl.
Maybe that was the charm. She liked a man who was a little rough around the edges, a little
That's
fair.
scrappy.
That
You
is
know
fair.
what? We all like a bad boy sometimes, or a boy
Or
who doesn't
Dirty
shower.
boy.
Or
I like bad boys, not smelly boys.
big difference. Quote of the night.
Seriously. So yeah, we actually do see his girlfriend later in the episode. She didn't make as much of an appearance as I thought she would throughout the episode. Actually, I thought she was going to be kind of a staple. I honestly thought they were maybe going to consult with her throughout the episode.
They
This is
normally
really-
do that, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. This is really bad of me. I thought it was like a mom from the camp. I didn't recognize. I didn't actually recognize it
This
was
is
shade.
teasing for later in the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, someone for everybody, right?
Well, no, I
Someone
think
for
it's because they
everybody.
didn't show her enough in the episode. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Because we saw all of these people show up for the big reveal at the end, and I was just like, oh, it's another oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who. Oh, okay. That's his girlfriend.
A girlfriend. There really is someone for everybody, and you know who the person is for me? It's you, our listeners. And I appreciate you so much. And Brendan is going to tell you why I appreciate you so much, AfterBuzz TV listeners.
Hey, guys.
Cue the music.
Charles
Cue
might
the soft jazz.
Charles might appreciate you, but not in the way I do. I just want to take a very quick moment to say thank you so much for your viewership and tuning in every week. It helps make our dreams possible. It helps make AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV talk. If you are watching on YouTube right now, we please ask that you go over and click that like button, leave us a comment so we can shout you out in the live stream. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, you crazies. And if you're on iTunes listening to our podcast, please, please, please give us a 5-star rating. And again, comment telling us what you did, how you did it, where you're from, all that lovely jazz, and we'll shout you out in the live chat.
Yeah, we will.
Subscribing, maybe not worth it, definitely not optional. So do it, okay?
Always worth it.
It really is always
always.
worth it. It's not optional. So we're moving on to Antoni.
My favorite.
We're on to Antoni. Girl, he's my favorite too.
Ooh,
You probably-
Anthony.
We
you probably
gushed about
watched-
him last week.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
He just
Such a babe.
he oozes sex appeal. He oozes something. But today he was oozing education on cooking, which is what he does at every.
Absolutely.
Sorry. I think Brendan and I can't get past the fact
Oozes?
that you said he uses something.
He oozes
Oh,
something.
God.
Girl, he oozes something,
I think I
okay?
tuned out after that.
Whatever he oozes, he probably uses it as a garnish on his
sorry,
Oh
dishes.
my gosh.
Wow.
What is
Sorry.
happening? Bring it back.
I
Bring
Let's
it
bring
back.
it back. Bring it back. This is what Antoni does to me, y'all.
I
Is it
know.
wet in here?
All of it.
Oh
I
my
can't.
goodness.
I can't.
Yeah, this is a record scratch. Yikes.
Let's move on.
So, Antoni, he speaks to Joey, and okay, I am so glad that the Antoni and Joey dynamic happened.
Oh, me too.
Because
Oh my God.
Antoni opens up to Joey, and Joey opens up to Antoni about their addiction past. But first, the reason, the kind of thing that Antoni is talking about with Joey actually knew how to cook a while back, but he kind of stopped because of his drinking, of his addiction. And that's whenever they connected.
And you can see him get super excited.
Yeah.
When that was the moment I felt him actually changing.
Yes.
Because it was his territory. It was something that he was familiar with, that he could thrive on.
Yeah, so Antoni wants him to cook a meal for his staff, and he wants Isaac to have the opportunity to cook with Joey as well.
Yeah, I mean, Joey touches on it later in the episode how he still remembers the way his mom's rice and beans smell and taste to him. Like, he has those visceral memories tied to cooking with his parents growing up, and he really wanted to transfer that over to Isaac. But what I really did appreciate their conversation, because I think it was such a just raw way to talk about what it looks like when you are struggling and how your self-care doesn't exactly... what's the word I'm looking for? You kind of just fall off on taking care of yourself, when you're struggling with something that's taking over your mind. You know, he had to pull it together to be able to show up for his son, which is why I think his son was the main focus throughout the episode. It pulled him out of that dark past, and it's the driving force behind him just taking this next step and really growing up.
Yeah. And I love that Antoni talked about for him, because he never dives into details about his own addiction. He hasn't really publicly talked that much about it.
Right.
So I love that he opened up about it in this episode.
Yeah.
And he talks about how food for him ended up being a source of positivity and helped him lift himself out of the addiction. So I thought that that was such an amazing message to try and give to Joey as he's dealing with his own, not necessarily addiction anymore, but different issues going on with his life with his son.
Yeah,
and, you know,
possible repercussions from his addiction. And, you know, Antoni is, I feel like, the one so far who we haven't really seen a true vulnerable side with him. I mean, he's sweet and you can tell he's emotional and he's a romantic or whatever, but we had some moments with Bobby, with his relationship with the church. I feel like we're always let in with Jonathan. And with Karamo, he gets emotional every episode.
Tan talks about his marriage and gay marriage and stuff a lot, too.
So
and having
Antoni,
kids.
Right. So this was a real opportunity for Antoni. So speaking of like the soft, cushy side, we move into Karamo, who is all about that. Karamo speaks to Joey about his son and the divorce and everything Joey gave up whenever he left Isaac and his ex-wife. Joey feels like he missed a lot, so Karamo basically tells him, this is an opportunity for you to reclaim that time. This camp experience, this 5-week experience with your son.
And who better than Karamo to bring that message home, considering that he also got his children a bit later in life and missed all those moments growing up. I thought it was just a perfect pairing there for them to kind of come full circle with that lesson, that it doesn't matter when you started that relationship, the fact that it started and you have a chance to make it better and make it grow every day is what really matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there should never be fear in that situation. You should actually just go for what feels right.
As long as you're alive
Yeah.
and you're taking a breath on this earth, there's no reason why you shouldn't try.
Exactly. And like we said, we see him collecting all these memories and doing so much for his son and wanting to make his home perfect for his son. So the intention's there. It's just that he's held back by some fear.
Right.
This is like a motivational group. Oh my God. I'm going to feel so good leaving this panel, y'all.
We're basically a Tony Robbins concert.
Right.
Or speaking, not concert.
Right. Concert. We are the concert.
Yeah.
If Tony Robbins had a concert, this would be it. But okay, he didn't really have a specific grooming conversation with Jonathan. He didn't have a conversation with him on the onset. Like, he had a consultation later.
Right.
But all these other 4 guys had a, like, sit-down conversation after revealing the cabin. Jonathan really didn't do it.
He just kind of gushed at
He did.
the lack of basic necessities in the
Yeah, I mean,
bathroom,
what-
which was entertaining
There
always.
was not much to work with. So.
What conversation can you have when there's nothing?
Exactly.
I think he also really had to tread lightly with that, because it's like, we're so incredulous that this person does not own a toothbrush and all this, but like, you also don't want to like offend the
him.
hero. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think that I really, after watching this episode, realized how good they are about tactfully and, you know, politely nudging their heroes in
Yeah.
the right direction.
They do it so well. And so they close this all out with lean in, plant down, grow up.
Can we do it together?
Ready? Lean in, plant down, grow up. What does that mean? Because I didn't really. Did they explain it?
It's like a tree.
Plant some roots,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Plant
just
some
want to like
roots.
unpack it. No.
Don't be a
the-
lost boy.
Be the
For
tree
sure,
you
for
want to
sure.
see in the
Lean
world.
in, be
Be-
present.
Be
That's
present.
a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Be the tree you want to see.
Don't
in
be
the
held back by fear.
I swear I didn't steal most of that quote from some important religious figure at all.
Wasn't that that was
It was
Gandhi.
Yeah.
Oh, just casual. Gandhi.
It was Gandhi, yeah, Mahatma Gandhi.
You might have heard of him. He's super indie.
That guy.
Gay icon. So, so now they go from conversing with Joey to actually working with Joey, really getting down to the nitty gritty. Wow, I said that right into the mic, really loud. So the first one who actually works with him is Tan. He takes him to what looks like a Bass Pro Shops, and he wants to work with fashion. But the thing I loved about this is he approaches the fashion choices from a functional perspective. He doesn't go after the handsome, clean-cut, attractive-looking, sharp-looking shirt first. He says, hey, you want breathability in your clothes? This is how you look for breathability in your clothes. You don't want to be wearing cotton if you're outside all day. And Tan...
I'm sorry.
So, sorry, yeah. Well, Tan is the fashion guy, but in this episode, he kind of becomes like more of the wardrobe guy. Like, what is this guy going to live in, and what he's going to be willing to live in?
Right.
Well, what I was going to say was this is the point of this reboot that I love the most, that breaks from the original. They take the best parts of a human or, you know, whatever subject they're taking care of, and they just highlight them. Whereas the old one, they would have in their own way, pushed more of this.
Like a dramatic.
Dapper
because
swap, yeah.
the views, and that was more shocking for the time. But now it's all about self-love and taking care of someone and just helping you find the best version of you.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joey says, well, Tan asks him, what do you think when you look in the mirror? And Joey says, I look to be passable. Like, I just want to be passable. And Tan, this kind of transitions into him getting into some more fitted clothes, first of all, because his clothes are too big. And also showing him how to stand up straighter, which is kind of a symbol. Like, stand up straighter physically, but you can also, that can lead into you standing up straighter.
Like, own your power.
Own your power, like, emotionally and in your head, stand up straighter.
Even just that command of standing up straight felt like something you'd say to a little boy. You know what I mean? And I know Tan didn't mean it in a like, hey, stand up straight.
you're right.
But in a way, it's kind of something that you would say to a young child, like, stand tall, be
sit up
confident,
straight.
own the room. And it speaks to the lost little boy in him that needed that little reminder, like, I'm here, I'm taking up space. I'm not only a human being, but I'm a leader where I work. So I need to act and present myself as such.
Is this
I love
just
that.
parenting?
Don't forget to take up space. Yes, take up your space. So yeah, they go to the Bass Pro Shops. For sure. They go to the Bass Pro Shops. They pick out like one outfit, right? Doesn't he like try on like one or two outfits?
Yeah,
I mean, he has a full closet by the end.
Yeah. He has their
And it was
closet.
more about like you were talking about the breathability and functionality, and I felt like it was a real lesson on like how can you like make this a practical part of your everyday life, which was really nice.
Because it is true. He works outside. He works in the sun.
Works at a
so
camp.
It's
it's
hot.
not, it's not like Tan is
Sweating.
going to give him like the French tuck with the belt. Like, he's not going to be wearing that. So you got to meet him halfway.
I know.
Although I would have lived if they brought some of the camo options from last week and like
Oh, yeah. Sprinkle them in.
Jody.
yeah.
That's
Yes.
hysterical. But no, I actually would have been annoyed if they had given him some like express pants and
Yeah, I
like a
would've
suit
been like,
jacket.
"Oh, that's not
It's just
him."
not practical.
Yeah.
It's not him.
It's not who he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So Antoni comes in and they want to make a porchetta, which I don't know
Yes.
what a porchetta was, but it's the spinning thing over the fire with the thing.
Very descriptive.
Over the fire with the
term.
thing, very technical. So
Nice.
Antoni and Joey really start to connect here. They really get into the weeds about their addiction. And Antoni opens up about his struggles and tells Joey, this is how you can show love, by making, like, show love through a roast, you know? And they do the little, like, meat burrito with the wrapping of the string and the thing, and I thought it was really sweet. Right?
I love the way
Very
you
sweet.
describe things. I just love it.
Yeah, the meat burrito.
The meat burrito with the thing.
So, yeah, that was good.
No,
We
again,
should try making one on our last day here.
we should
Meat
right in the
burrito.
middle here.
Oh my
It'd be
god.
so good. No, again, I'm just so happy that Antoni is opening up about his own life and his own addiction. And like you said, it was a nice moment for him to finally break down some of those walls. He's such a nice guy, and he's my favorite. Like, I just love him from the beginning. But it is nice to see him break down those walls and really give this guy very practical. This whole episode was so practical, which I really loved. And so it was his way of giving him very practical advice on how he can translate food into love.
Yeah.
In a way, those episodes are actually harder to watch. At least for me. I don't know if you guys feel the same, because it's not like watching someone I completely cannot relate to who like needs a ton of help. I mean, in this way, yes, but just the basic principles that they're trying to push forward. I was like, man, I feel like you're coming from my soul a little bit.
Like, these people really out here helping people, y'all.
How much did you guys cry this week?
I didn't.
You didn't? No. I got a little teary-eyed when...
I got a little teary-eyed.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit at the end, but we'll get there.
Yeah, no.
I did get a little bit emotional when Antoni decided to make a custom spit or something. Remember when he was making that and he looked in the camera and he winked? I got a little emotional there.
Oh,
I
Remember
got
that?
more than emotional.
That moment where they like cut to him and they're like, I'm gonna make him a custom spick. Is it called spick? Spit?
Spit?
bit.
I think
Spike?
it's spit?
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 I think so. I think it was a spit.
Oh, is it Spitfire?
I'm gonna like...
Is that what Spitfire?
I don't know. Did I just misuse that word?
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure
Shout
you're right.
out to me.
In the chat if you know.
No,
us.
leave us some comments.
Okay.
Spit roast.
Spit roast.
Okay.
Spit roast. Come on, spit roast. So then they cut to Bobby like buzzsawing a piece of wood, and then they cut away. I thought they were gonna do like a DIY segment, but I guess not. And
What
this
did
would've
you
been
expect?
This would have been a perfect opportunity for a DIY segment. Seeing the reveal at the end, there's so much you could have done. I don't know why they don't do
That's
that.
a really interesting point.
Yeah, like why don't they do like, hey, if you want to frame something sentimental to you, this is how you can do it. Or hey, if you want to hang up a piece of art, this is how you can put the nails on the wall so that they don't damage the wall. I don't know. Like,
Just command tape.
Have
whatever.
we seen Bobby work with...
we saw him make a table once.
Okay.
Like, season 1, I think.
Okay.
He made a table with one of the heroes. But that was it. He's too busy.
But I do like your idea though, because I don't know that it would seem as sexy for TV to watch him like literally break down everything and teach somebody how to like sand something down, but something like framing precious memories ties into the overall theme.
Well, and I mean, the shows on HGTV and like home renovation shows are huge right now. Like people love the home renovation, like House Hunters renovation, like what, Flip or Flop. What's the one in Texas that they do? Is that Flip or Flop?
I don't remember the show, but I think they toe the line of being not too much of that, and being more of what they are. I think.
But just like a little segment, I would appreciate it.
No, that's good, because out of any of our heroes, he's the one that would most likely be
something tangible
outdoorsy,
to do.
something tangible to do.
And the
using
fans
his hands.
are so with that opinion, so I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Season 4?
Come on, Netflix, get with it. So Karamo, he has a lot of time with Isaac and Joey. Isaac is his son. So he works on combining, Isaac is Joey's son. So he works on combining stuff that Isaac and Joey can do together. So he chooses to paint this canoe, and this is a moment to really Karamo kind of takes a step back, and this is a moment to see Joey and Isaac interact and have a conversation, which you really get a dynamic of their relationship, and they get into like the today, not someday mentality.
That was actually the point of the episode that made me tear up.
Me too.
For real. Because like I said, it's one of those themes in the episode that really hit home with me. Stop being a procrastinator. Stop putting off these important moments and connections with people because you're too swamped with work.
Yeah, and it sounds sappy when you say it out loud, but it's so true.
It really
I have to
is.
remind myself of that daily.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what's so beautiful about it, because it relates to part of all of us. Like, sometimes you look at these episodes, you're like, oh, they're in the middle of the woods, or they're here, and like, I can't relate to that. But it's those stories, those heartfelt moments where you're like, no, we all could be better people in some way. Although I think you guys are fabulous. But like, you know what I mean? Like, we're all striving to be the best versions of ourselves, just like all of our heroes are.
Yeah. And I thought, because whenever he said today, not someday, and seeing Isaac and his dad, I thought about times with my dad that we were like, oh, we'll do it another time. Because whenever I'm with my dad, like in Texas, we're always like going somewhere, we have something to do, and it's always like time is of the essence. But there's one specific thing I remember. So on the drive from San Antonio, Texas to our hometown, there's this little town called Dunlay. And it's so small that you can drive through it in like a second. And my dad always says, like, we're going through Dunlay. How about a delay in Dunlay? You want a delay in Dunlay?
This is where you get your bad dad jokes from.
Oh, Dunlay.
Okay.
Yeah, Dunlay.
I love you.
And so I'm always like, no, not a delay in Dunlay, maybe next time. But there's this one restaurant there, and this segment made me feel like, okay, next time I drive through Dunlay, I'm going to say, Dad, we're going to have a delay in Dunlay, and we're going to stop at this restaurant and have a burger or something. And that is what...
like hug you. That was so sweet.
See?
Guys, I'm gonna cry.
So next
Look at us
time,
saying we didn't tear up. We're tearing up now.
Dad, I know you don't know how to work the internet, but if you're watching this, next time we're gonna go have a delay in Dunlay. We're gonna have a burger if that restaurant's still open. So this is what Queer Eye does. It seeps into our lives.
Brings people together.
Yeah, it soaks in. Gross. I think it soaks in. Whatever.
What?
So yeah, they paint this canoe. Hello words. And then they paint today, not someday on an oar. That's a very special moment. They like paint it out and write it out. Isaac actually paints it.
It's very camp appropriate.
Yeah.
Painting things.
It's wildernessy.
Yeah.
So then
craftsy.
then they get in the car, and it's the typical like car segment with Karamo.
Oh, I love Karamo's car segment.
Karamo's car segment where they
Yes.
drive, and so they're talking about how Joey's motivation to this whole revamp thing is he wants Isaac to make better decisions than he did. And he's reliving some of his past memories, and you kind of get a sense that this addiction battle really was rough.
Yeah.
And Isaac is in the backseat, and I was actually watching Isaac's reaction the whole
too.
time.
Yeah.
And he is a little uncomfortable, and you can tell. I mean, he's only 13. Ooh, am I 13? Because my voice just squeaked. He's only 13, so he's not like super into sharing his emotions and being super vulnerable, but. I thought that was a nice moment about like teaching his son.
To that note, I was so glad he was there for that conversation because he's watching two other men speak about their feelings out loud and really just feel all the feels and embrace it. And granted, he was uncomfortable, but he probably didn't have those kind of conversations before then. So it's good that he's having it now.
Growing and learning involves some uncomfortable conversations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the larger picture of like when I think about like parenting, like I grew up with a single mom, like my dad wasn't even in my life. And I think about parents like really just want their kids to be the best versions of themselves and just better than they were. And so this all comes full circle in that car ride with Karamo. Like it's his chance to really hone in on like what the values and the principles that he wants to teach to Isaac. It's really sweet.
Yeah, so Karamo really warms us up for his for Joey's segment with Jonathan, who is one of the most heartwarming characters on this show. He pulls up to the haircut truck, which is awesome. There's like a haircut truck.
Yes, I was here for that.
Yeah, and so he goes in, Joey and Isaac go in, and Jonathan basically puts it like this. He says, I want to put the cheese on the broccoli of Joey's grooming experience. So he keeps some of the beard, he keeps the length on the hair, and
Just trims it back.
yeah, trims it back a little bit. And in my opinion, Joey went from I've been in the woods for 6 months to I'm the guy who goes and saves the guy who's been in the wood for 6 months.
Yes. Here
So
for it.
I thought it was great. And he also gives Isaac a haircut too.
What'd you think
about
he looked like the hipster at any party that you go to nowadays. Like,
Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like afterwards. Like the one that's gonna like give you the lay of the land. He's probably gonna be like, I play like 5 instruments.
Yeah.
Like,
But like low-key, like you said, the guy you probably want in your corner when the world ends because
Yeah.
he probably knows
How to do
exactly what to
everything.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'll start your fire. I'll
Zombie
go hunt.
apocalypse, check. Like, I'll pick Joey.
Going to Joey's house, not the RV, because that's trash.
Yeah.
But yes, I will be shacking up with Joey for that.
And Joey is handsome. Like, he has good teeth.
It's
I
great.
know,
too.
and the bone structure, it's like when you remove all of that hair, and I love facial hair, I love a little scruff. When you remove that and really see someone's bone structure, I was like, oh, he's a handsome guy. Like,
Yes.
he's not bad at all. He's good looking.
And I think what Jonathan did as great of a change as it made, it's nothing that he couldn't do on his own. He even mentioned that he had the same kind of clippers at home. So like, Joey, I want to see you keeping
it
up with
going.
that.
Keep it up.
Which we'll find out if he
Yes.
did later.
Yeah, and the makeover really is solid. It's
Yeah.
really a good one, and it's the best, I think, whenever Joey smiles. He
It's
does have
so
a great
great.
smile.
And same theme, right? Like they're not completely changing this guy's life now too. They're not giving him some crazy like coiffed gel thing. Like it's really in tune with who he is as a person.
Yeah, they're
just
just
a
giving
little
him
bit
some
more
confidence.
more structured.
Yeah.
More confidence.
yeah.
So then comes the reveal. The big reveal of the transformation journey that we have been seeing this whole episode comes to a head, and they pull up to the cabin, and the cabin is revealed, and what's the big surprise? There's no surprise, because Bobby delivers every time. The cabin's wonderful.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's modern cabin
Beautiful.
chic. I want to live there. If I could grow a beard, I would and move there probably. Probably not, actually. So the cabin is amazing. The framed artwork that Isaac made is up on the wall. The oar that says "Today, Not Someday" is hung up.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then, like, random, the fridge has an LED screen. Was I not the only one who thought that
I
was
feel
random?
like that was like a product placement.
Maybe.
I'm
Like
gonna
this
agree with you on
screen
that
by
one.
LG.
I don't feel like
to see.
I don't feel like he's gonna use that.
Yeah, Joey's
He's-
like, is this a screen on my fridge?
That's so funny.
Well, he's got a 13-year-old kid. I
Right.
would think that's like
Yeah,
fun as
very
hell. Like,
cool.
oh, Dad, let
Hell
me
yeah.
get this. You're not gonna make it, so I'm gonna get it
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
fridge. you know?
Definitely.
I'm gonna go look at the fridge for 5 hours because there's nothing better to do in that woods.
You guys,
Entertainment,
can you hear
right?
me in there? It's,
Yes.
I think that's for so it saves energy, so you can see what's in the fridge.
Right, so you don't have to open it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you
and
don't have
since
to
they're in
open
the
it.
wilderness, it probably is product placement, but it's probably has to do with the idea of green and like
Yes.
wasting less energy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the intel. What you were just hearing was the voice of God. Sometimes God pops in and just gives us the knowledge that we need.
It's our
So-
amazing goddess.
Yeah, the amazing goddess.
Yes.
Thank you. God is a woman, and her name is Steph. So Jonathan goes in and shows him how to like trim his nails and give him a manicure, which I thought was random, but whatever. I thought it was cool.
Necessary.
Necessary.
It's
And
very
you know he's
necessary.
working with his hands a lot, so he probably has some rough fingernail hand situation.
Yeah, he's got a girlfriend. I mean, I really think that like straight men really don't understand like the effect of like having gross
hands,
hands.
yeah.
Like
Talk
if you're
about it.
touching a lady and like soft skin, you got some raggedy stuff, like it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
just
not
think of the germ situation if you're not
Oh.
washing consistently.
washing and
And he's around kids all the time. You know that's got to be a situation.
Spreads germs. What if they're sick?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he also shows him the sunscreen thing, which he makes a really cute song out of the sunscreen. What was it like? Sunscreen, wait 45 minutes before exposure. I thought it was really cute. But yeah,
Uncanny.
huh?
so cute.
Uncanny.
Uncanny, right?
No, I loved it though.
So I thought like as much as I thought maybe the manicure situation was a little random, I feel like Jonathan is approached with the same kinds of issues every time. It's like you can't go over like, okay, now you moisturize, now you do sunscreen, now you do like gel, now you can brush your teeth and like pluck your eyebrows, and this is the hair situation. It's like you can't do that every single episode.
Right.
So I like that Jonathan is changing it up. He shows him how to lightly style his hair as well. So Antoni helps him to make the porchetta on Hawaiian roll sandwiches for the camp. He like does the little coleslaw situation, which is a really great idea. It's kind of an upped, like zhuzhed version of just like a sandwich.
And it fits the environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can make it on
Sorry,
an
I'm
open
gonna
fire.
hit
You're fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Karamo has a moment with him on the little patio balcony area, the deck, where he discusses being the star of the show. And this is a great moment too, because he tells him to say, "I deserve tonight." And it's tough for him to say. He says, "I feel like I deserve," and then Karamo says, "No, say it. I deserve tonight." And that's so important sometimes to just repeat that, right? To yourself.
Yeah.
Those mantras.
Yeah, you need those daily affirmations. Just remind yourself, because there's not always going to be someone there telling you that you deserve it or that you should be taking care of yourself. That's something that you really have to build on your own. Again, another point in the episode where I was like, girl.
That's where it started for
seriously,
me.
me
I
too.
started like getting a little teary-eyed, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so right!
Yeah.
I am the star. I am."
No, it's like the quote, like, it's got to be someone. Like, why not you? Like, why
Yeah.
not you, Joey? Like, it's got to be someone to stand up and be a good dad and be a good camp leader and be a good boyfriend. Like, all of these different things. So, just a beautiful moment. in the
Yeah.
episode.
No one's going to go out there and grab your future for you. It's on you.
What do they say? There can be 99 people in the room that don't believe in you.
Oh, God.
But you should be the only one who matters. You be that 100th person who believes in you. Also, if you're in a room with 99 people who don't believe in
I thought you
you
were going for a Gaga quote.
I thought
That's
so
what
too.
I was like, oh.
Is this
Really?
a Star is Born?
Yeah.
reference?
I mean,
Oh.
that is.
That's what you know.
I thought that's what you were.
You only need one.
I was
Bradley
getting
Cooper.
so angry. I was about to have my wrath on this table.
Really?
I've just heard it so many times.
Oh.
I mean, she's
We all
also
have,
said it
girl.
like
No,
a
I know.
million times.
Also, if you're in a room with 99 people who don't believe in you,
I'll believe in you.
But if
I'm in
Bradley
every
Cooper's
room.
there, then you're
you
fine.
need to change your career.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Oh
99
my
people.
God.
So that was a great moment with Karamo. Karamo always pulls out the great moment.
He does.
And then we get like probably my favorite reveal moment of the entire episode, when Tan brings out the hero in their new clothes. He marches him out, and holy shoot, this guy is attractive. He has the glasses off. He has the contacts in. He has the smile going. He's confident. I thought it was so sweet.
I just love when you can like viscerally see it. Like you could see him feeling himself. Like he was like, okay,
Yeah.
I got it. And that moment is like what the whole episode is all about.
It's
like,
so infectious.
It's so infectious. Like I was smiling watching the screen at that point. I always do every episode, but
Yeah.
like, you know.
I also just love that he looked like 10 years younger with those glasses off. My God. I was like, okay, Zaddy, hello.
Yes, Zaddy.
Watch out.
He gets the Z. He gets the Z.
He
for
gets
that
the
one.
full Z.
He's the
So-
girlfriend, Christine.
You
No,
know,
I'm just saying.
we didn't see her that much. Let me stop.
But we will see her soon, because then they approach into the segment where he actually does the thing. He makes the meal, and he dresses himself, and he serves the meal to the camp. And he approaches the camp with the sandwiches, and everybody is all gagged, understandably, because they haven't seen him, including Kelly, his girlfriend. And he sits down with Kelly, and she's so cute. And she looks kind of smitten. The way she looks at him, she's like, oh my God, like she hasn't seen his eyes in a while.
That's one of my favorite parts of every episode is you can see how in love somebody is.
Yeah, and Jonathan said in one of my favorite quotes of the episode, she looks at him the way I look at a fresh family-sized box of Pop-Tarts.
Oh my God.
That's so true.
Honestly, she was looking at him like he was a snack, but low-key is probably because he smelled really good. She's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you took a shower.
Oh my God, Listerine.
Thanks.
Right?
Maybe like a nice baked goods plate rather than Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, like a
Ooh.
charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. My stomach just growled.
I haven't eaten today, so I'm with you. I'm with you, girl.
Yeah, so that was really cute seeing Kelly, and yeah, it all like was wrapped up in a nice little bow, and Joey and Isaac were kind of in the kitchen talking, and you can tell like Isaac's still a little bit uncomfortable with his emotions, but spending time with his dad I think is going to help with that, because he's going to grow more comfortable with discussing these types of things with his father, and just in general, like as he grows older.
And the more comfortable his dad is talking about his emotions and expressing himself, the more comfortable it makes it for him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the most important lesson I thought the episode promoted.
Yes.
Because so often as guys, we're not encouraged to talk about our feelings, and as, you know, heaven forbid we be gay.
Yeah.
I mean, we are.
Yeah. Heaven forbade it, and yet we did it. So
Nevertheless,
where
they persisted.
They persisted. So where is Joey now? If you want to look at Joey's Instagram, he is at Billy Joe Green Jr. Not Billy Joel, Billy Joe Green Jr. He looks amazing. He's posting on his Instagram, and at Wildwood Camp, or Camp Wildwood, also has an Instagram account.
Did they really?
They
Yeah.
haven't at it's at Wildwood
Yeah, bring in the kids.
CTR. Wildwood CTR if you want to go follow them. So where is Joey now? He's still at the camp. He's living and breathing and doing amazing things.
Look
Look
at
at Joey.
Man, that's
Look
so
at
vile.
him.
For our iTunes listeners, we're actually watching, we're looking at some photos in studio right now of Joey, what he looks like now.
Look at that
Yeah.
adorable smile.
Oh my
Smile
God, he
is
looks
infectious.
like he looks like he's in his early 30s, late 20s, right
Yeah,
there.
it's like he
Those
lost his
frames.
wrinkles. The beard is nicely trimmed. He
Yeah.
looks so happy.
He's kept it up.
Oh, that Patagonia vest.
That is
him and
That's
Isaac
Kelly,
and
his
Kelly.
girlfriend, and his son Isaac.
Okay, I just realized this. Does Isaac not look like the kid from Stranger Things?
Yes.
he does.
Oh my God.
Yes, Stranger Things.
He looks just like him. What's his
does.
name? The one that
does.
11 likes.
Oh,
Mike?
Mike.
Mike,
Yeah,
Yeah, Mike.
He
Wow.
does.
Doppelganger right
Wow,
there.
it's
So,
so
yeah.
good to see them happy and healthy and
They're
just
happy
smiling.
and loving it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And actually, if you go to the Wildwood website, they're raffling off some of the stuff that they got from the show. So they're raffling off the signed oar. Each chance to win this oar that they painted is $10, and they're raising money to help Camp Wildwood. So it's not like they're keeping the money, and they're also raffling off some shirts and selling some shirts. So if you want to help Camp Wildwood and help Joey, help Isaac, you can go to the Wildwood Camp website and enter that contest to win like a cool little piece of Queer Eye history, y'all. And actually, in an interview with KCUR, Joey said, he said. About the show, they looked at how I lived and what I liked about my life, and then they tried to help me showcase that. They didn't try to put me in a house that they thought I would look cool in. They found out a lot of things about my relationship with my son, and then kind of tried to model the apartment after that. So that part of my life might have been negative, has now been kind of leveled out, which is so beautiful. That's what the Fab Five do so well.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's actually such a great point. They kind of set you up for the life that you want to lead. Like, they're giving you things that are functional for where you're at, but all the tools to take you even further.
Which is so great. I mean, we saw how the original Queer Eye for the Straight Guy show was, and this show is just much more emotional, takes it to that next level. Also, taking it to the next level, Twitter always takes it to the next level, which leads us into our segment, LGB Tweet. LGB tweets. So we always love seeing the amazing tweets on Twitter, obviously, about Queer Eye. So if you're looking on YouTube, we are reacting to a tweet that says,
Oh my God.
Antoni, Karamo, Bobby, and Jonathan, as soon as Tan walks around the corner and reveals that the completed makeover, hashtag Queer Eye.
I love
my
it.
And it's everybody reacting and freaking out with all of these hearts all over the place. Such an amazing tweet. I love that.
I gotta say, that's like my second favorite moment besides Bobby's reveal of
Yes.
the place.
Oh yeah.
Like, think about just four of your besties watching you catwalk out in a new outfit. Like, who wouldn't want
And
that
just
all the time?
giving it to you,
Giving it
giving
to
you
you.
all of that.
Serve it.
Yes.
Serve it.
Yeah, I relate so hard to that tweet.
That probably brought the smile to his face. Another one, I'm like 85% sure they replaced Joey with a different man halfway through the
This
episode.
is what I said about last week.
That is how different he looks.
That's the magic of Queer Eye.
Yeah.
That's what they can do.
And you know, true beauty comes from within. So they build you up on the inside and it just exudes on the outside. So
Facts.
you
They
really
took
see
off
the transformation.
years.
Years.
And okay, this one was my favorite one. It's kind of more relaxed.
Hey.
How does Joey have a girlfriend when he doesn't shower or brush his teeth, but I'm single because I'm loud? FML.
Okay, Queen, we see you. I
Okay,
feel
seriously.
attacked. That is me.
Did they make out
Seriously.
before? Like, I don't understand it. I don't
Listen.
like function. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like logical person.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
Every night whenever I brush my teeth, I think I'm only brushing my teeth because one day I want a relationship and I can't get one. Like, I'm making all of these sacrifices like hygiene. I should be getting a boyfriend.
I've literally been on a date, like a blind date from a couple years ago, where I was in a Barnes & Noble, which is weird, but I could smell the guy
Really?
before he got there. Like, and it's a
Before
three-story
he got
building.
there?
Yeah, it's a three-story building, but I could smell this like stench. And then he walked up, and I noticed, oh, those are pirate teeth.
I thought you weren't going to talk about our date.
You know what, Charles? You've come a long way
I thought
since
we weren't
then.
going to talk about that moment in my life. Okay, I've turned things around, Brendan.
That's the gag of the
season.
season,
Oh my
guys.
god.
So, quick little piece of Queer Eye news before we wrap things up. If you haven't heard, now you have heard the best news you'll hear all week. Netflix's Queer Eye is heading to Japan, y'all.
Yes,
They're doing,
please.
Yes.
They're doing 4 specials in Japan. Clear some space in your Netflix queue because it was announced that Queer Eye will be filming 4 special episodes in Japan that will premiere after this season. So sometime in 2019. The 4-episode project has been kept under wraps, but it's being shared. They're going international, which is what they deserve.
I can't wait to see like the
Yes.
culture shock of that.
Yes.
Yes,
amazing.
because Japanese culture is very specific.
It's very
and they have a
specific.
lot of just,
Formality.
formalities is what I was looking for. That how is
know.
Jonathan Van Ness gonna
I
tackle
know.
that? That's what I need to see.
Or Karamo,
Yes.
he's a huge guy. All those people are gonna
I'm
be like
surprised
Karamo.
at you guys. Like, if anyone can do it, it's got to be the Fab Five.
Oh, of
I mean,
course.
for
They're gonna do
sure.
it. They're gonna knock it out. But
Yeah.
Yes.
it'll be interesting.
But like,
to see.
how are they? I want to know how they're gonna get that real emotional
Right.
reaction, because isn't that kind of a
different culture,
staple
yeah.
in their culture to not show those emotions for it, right? So
But I have these words to say: Jonathan in a kimono. I'm calling it now.
Kimono Brown.
I'm
Cat-
dead.
Harajuku.
Oh my god!
Yo, Karamo, you gotta come on our
Hashtag
show.
Kimono
Kimono
You gotta come
Brown.
on our show
Hashtag
for
Kimono
that.
Brown.
Yes.
Come on,
and actually,
please.
the tweet says, Queer Eye is headed to Japan. The Fab Five will work with local tastemakers to make better a new group of heroes while they learn and experience Japanese cuisine, fashion, design, grooming, and culture firsthand in a 4-episode special.
See, I love
It's coming
that.
out.
I love that
Amazing.
they're actually taking it on themselves to learn something now.
Yes. So we are looking forward to that. We're also looking forward to episode 3. We'll be back in 1 week for that. It was a great episode this week, y'all. Joey really came through.
He came through.
Yeah.
I loved
Yes, I am so happy to continue this series with all of you. Anna, you did so great, and Anna K. I'm so happy that you're on the
Give her
panel.
love.
it. I'm happy to join the
Love
family,
ya.
guys.
Yes, join the family. You can find me. I'm at Charles Connolly. I'm also on the Big Brother After Show, and I'm so happy to be here. Where can they find you, Christine?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Christine I Alexis and on Twitter at Christine Bean.
Hey guys, you can find me, Brendan Haley, at AfterBuzz doing Will and Grace, doing Supernatural, and obviously here I'm on Instagram at Brendan Haley and Twitter at Brendo Hales.
Amazing. And I'm Anna K. I'll be with these guys for the rest of the season.
Yes. Woo!
And you can find me on all social media at Anna K with K-A-Y, Thomas on everything.
Yes, remember.
Yeah, baby.
Lean in, plant down, and grow up. What do they say? Lean in, plant in.
Down. Wait, lean
in,
in.
Plant
Plant
down,
down,
and grow
grow
up.
up.
Okay, until
Buzz
next
later.
time. See y'all.
Bye guys.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.